Welcome to My Leader Source, and this is the back squat. Back squat is a full body conditioning move, mainly used to strengthen the legs. Again, bringing a ton of muscle groups into this exercise, engaging the core, posterior chain, and somewhat of some flexibility necessary for the upper body in our back position. Today we're going to have Rodney helping us out with the back squat. Welcome, Rodney.
Hey Jason, how you doing?
Thank you for joining us today. Key points when performing the back squat. One, we're going to be taking the bar out of a rack. So as he approaches the rack, he's going to try to dip under the rack and set that bar low on the trap, almost to the back of that shoulder and the rear delt. He's going to keep those elbows back. He's going to make sure that his feet are under the bar as he drives the weight up to get into his standing position. He's going to take a couple steps back from the rack to make sure that he's in a safe position, just in case he needs to dump that bar. He's going to make sure that he is in that squat position. Feet are going to be under the shoulders, toes are slightly going to be pointed out. As he travels downward, he's maintaining a nice upright chest position, again with those knees pointed out in the squat. He's going to drive up, come back to that full standing position, maintaining that nice elbow back position with that nice upright chest. Let's do two more. So again, down, maintaining a nice vertical chest, and those knees out, following that same direction as the toe. As he walks back into the rack, he's going to step in, make sure that he actually slams that thing against the rack. He's going to drop it down, and he is safe. We're going to move into the side view for some additional key points. When pulling off the rack, Rodney's going to make sure that before he begins the squat, he's going to keep his core tight. He's going to make sure that his elbows are back and that his chest is in the tall position. As he drops down, he's going to release that hip back, making sure the hip goes below the knee, and he's going to drive up. Again, maintaining that nice upright posture, keeping the elbows back the entire time. Let's do two more. So again, traveling downward, making sure the hip goes below the knee, elbows stay back to maintain that nice upright chest position, and then he'll walk right into the rack again. Again, making sure to fully get into the rack. A lot of times you'll see people when they go into the rack, if you're too gentle, you might miss and drop that. So you want to make sure you get in there with some ferocity. Is that a right word?
I think so.
So just make sure you guys assume position. Get into the rack without dropping that bar off the rack. Some of the common faults in the back squat can be viewed from the back. You'll see this trap position. His bar is set a little too high. His elbows are actually relaxing underneath the bar, which can also cause some terrible positions as we start going down to the bottom of the squat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Rodney go ahead and turn sideways so you guys can see a side view of this. So as you see, his elbows are relaxed underneath the bar. He's going to begin to squat. Now what happens when he does this with this high bar position is when he gets here, he's going to get to the bottom, and that's going to cause those hips to rise a little too fast and cause a chest dump. Bad positioning for the back, right? If everybody can see that, that lower back pretty much had to take the entire load. Let's see one more bad one. Sorry, Rodney, I don't mean to hurt you here. All right, so he's going to rise. The hips are going to jump up too fast. That bar is going to pull him over, and then he's going to have to engage that back and extend all from his lower back. So we want to maintain that low bar position to make sure that we don't get chest dumping. All right, that keeps that bar closer to the center of gravity, makes that lever a lot shorter. So again, good squat, elbows back, bar is low on the trap. He's assuming that full depth position with that hip below the knee and driving up out of the squat. Excellent job, Rodney. Thank you. Some additional common faults that you'll find are basically the same as your air squat and your front squat. As you travel downward, you want to maintain that knee out position. So if we're seeing these knees collapse in again as he travels downward, bad position, right? Come on out of there, Rodney. So he's going to drive those knees up, press out. As he comes down again, loss of spinal extension. So if he doesn't keep that chest upright, he's going to fold over, and that weight's going to try to take him down to the ground. So you want to maintain a nice upright chest position and then pull that bar up. The back squat is a full body move. It's going to increase strength everywhere, mainly in the legs, quads, glutes, and hamstrings, and posterior chain. Flexibility will be necessary in the upper body to maintain that nice elbow back position as you come out of the rack. So again, you're going to feel this in your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings, and maybe a little bit in the chest and shoulders just due to that tight position in the rack. Key points to remember in the back squat when coming out of the rack is always maintaining that low bar position. So the bar should sit low to the trap with those elbows back and those hands pinning the bar against your body. Always release the hip back and drop down into that full range of motion on the squat, just as in with any other squats, keeping that nice knee open position, allowing them to track the toes. Always coming back into full extension of the hip at the top movement. Again, thank you for joining us at My Leader Source, and thank you, Rodney.